Hey guys, I want to talk about lesson 7.8, compare mixed number factors and products. So this lesson is very similar to lesson 7.5, where you were comparing fraction factors and products. And once again, the key here is just to identify whether or not the mixed number is being multiplied by a fraction greater than 1, equal to 1, or less than 1. So let's take a look at a mixed number here. We want to make sure we're good on what we're talking about. So a mixed number is just a mix between a whole number and a fraction. So 3 1/8 would be a mixed number, 7 1/4, 17 and 123 over 125 would also qualify as a mixed number. So it's just when you have a whole number and you pair it with a fraction. That's all a mixed number is. So you're going to have to answer questions like this. So let's imagine we have 2 1/3, and we want to multiply it by 16 seventeenths. And we want to know how multiplying 2 1/3 by 16 seventeenths is going to affect it. Is it going to stay the same? Is it going to produce a number larger than 2 1/3? Or are we going to get a number that's less than 2 1/3? And once again, it all comes down to this fraction right here. And we have to identify whether or not that fraction is either more than 1, whether it's less than 1, or whether it's equal to 1. So looking at the 16 seventeenths, we notice that the 16 in the numerator is smaller than the 17 in the denominator. And so that indicates that it is less than 1. And if we're multiplying a number by something less than 1, that number is going to go down. So we're going to get a number, or we're going to get a product that's going to be less than 2 1/3. So we're going to get a number that's less than 2 1/3. And we call this scaling. So when you multiply a number by something and it either goes up or down or stays the same in value, we call that scaling. So let's take a look at another example here. Pull one from your book. So let's say we want to multiply 2/3 and 3 1/6. And we're only interested in knowing whether the product will be more, less, or equal to 3 1/6. So looking at my expression here, so this is my expression. One of these numbers is not like the others. We have 2 3 1/6, but only 1 2/3. 2/3 then is going to determine whether or not our product is going to be more, less, or equal to 3 1/6. Well, because 2 1/3 is less than 1, our product is going to be less than 3 1/6. Not too bad. Let's take a look at another problem here. Let's say I have a whole number, and I multiply a whole number by a mixed number. And again, The question is, will my product be more, less, or equal to 3 2/7? Well, the number in this expression that's going to tell us that is 3. Well, 3 is obviously larger or more than 1. And so our product of 3 and 3 2/7 is going to be more than 3 2/7. So that's really all there is to it, folks. You simply need to look at the factor that's different from the product, determine whether that factor is more than 1, less than 1, or equal to 1. And then that's going to tell you whether or not your product is going to be more, less, or equal to the product given. I hope this helps. Let me know if you guys have any questions at all, and have a spectacular night.